So there's a lot of posts springing up about a small Cornish company being handed a £70 billion government contract to oversee the Tories' net zero plans to transition to a greener economy, making people think, here we go, it's Dido Harding all over again, isn't it? The actual work of implementation is being carried out by East of England Broadband Network, E2BN, and the Cornish firm, the Place Group, is basically a consultancy. Not so much holding the money, more watching it get spent. But I did some digging on the Place Group, and everything here is publicly available information, so see what you think about these overseers. They're based in Penzance, just down the road from me, have existed since 2002, have two directors, Simon Rule and Rule Delaney, and their secretary is another company called Addition Corporate Services. Now, Addition Corporate Services was run until late 2020 by a chap called Michael Adams, who appears to have been, in and of himself, the secretary for the Place Group up until early 2020. Now, Adams was convicted of fraudulent evasion of tax in 2021 to the tune of almost £160,000 and was given a 16-month suspended jail sentence, suspended for 2 years, so expires in February of next year. A Bing search for Addition Corporate Services leads you to the website for Addition Accountants, or Addition Group, whose registered office is the same as that for the Place Group. And when you look up the Addition Group in a separate company search, you see that its director is currently one Michael Adams. Rule and Delaney are in business together elsewhere too, but exclusively, it seems, in the school academy business. So in what way are they qualified to oversee a £70 billion framework on achieving net zero? If a tax-evading accountant acting as their secretary out of the same building isn't enough to raise concerns, then the fact one of the education bodies Rule and Delaney are both still involved with, Bellevue Education, is linked to revelations from the Panama Papers. Bellevue is part-owned by a company registered in the British Virgin Islands called Maplehill Property Ltd, which is owned by a chap called Tarek Obaid, the founder of PetroSaudi. So in short, we have a small Cornish firm worth at the end of 2020 just over £344,000, whose directors seem to specialise in school academies, who appear to have a secretary convicted of tax evasion, and who themselves have links to offshore tax havens and Saudi oil, having, if not direct responsibility for, then significant involvement with the spending of an estimated £70 billion of public money to go green.